Shot Danoi? I swear, if you told me 6 months ago that buying my grandpa's old ranch would land me in a full-blown war with a woman in khakis wielding an HOA handbook like it was the U.S. Constitution, I'd have laughed and offered you a cold beer. But here I am, still half in disbelief, watching Margaret Sutton get hauled off in handcuffs for trespassing on my land, yelling about bylaws and community spirit while her husband Harold trails behind, red-faced and apologizing like he's done it 1,000 times before. Let me back up. It all started when I inherited a 42-acre patch of Texas countryside from my granddad. Pop Joe, we called him, tucked about 3 hours west of Houston. It had this peaceful little lake in the middle, mirror flat and crystal clear, and a rusted old dock where I used to fish as a kid. After years of living boxed in by concrete and car horns, this place felt like heaven. Just dirt roads, tree frogs, and the smell of mesquite. So on my first Friday, as the new owner, I packed up my truck, tent, cooler, tackle box, the works, and headed out to spend the weekend at the ranch. Sunset hit just as I rolled in, casting this golden light across the water. I set up camp by the lake, lit a small fire in the ring Pop Joe built decades ago, roasted some marshmallows, cracked a cold one, and for the first time in what felt like forever, I let my shoulders drop. It was quiet, real quiet, until it wasn't. Exactly 77 minutes in, headlights came bouncing down the dirt road. A damn golf cart. Out steps this woman, late 50s, stiff visor, HOA logo on her shirt like she's working for the government. Clipboard in hand, mouth set in a permanent frown. She looks me up and down like I'm a roach on her bathroom tile. "You're trespassing," she announces, nasal voice cutting through the night. I blink. "Come again." "This lake is part of the Willow Hills Recreational Zone. You're not authorized to camp here." Now, I try to be civil. I really do. I explain this is my land. I inherited it fair and square. I even point out the brand new private property signs I'd hammered up that morning. She squints at them like their lies printed in invisible ink and tells me the HOA annexed the area years ago. Says it's for residents only. I ask what residents, considering the closest house is 3 miles away. She huffs, says I'll be hearing from the board, and stomps back to her cart like she just lost a court case. Next morning, she's back with backup. 3 other folks, all in matching polos like they're heading to a cult cookout. One's holding a rolled-up HOA boundary map, one's got a walkie-talkie, and the third is filming me on an iPad. They stand in a little triangle like I'm being interrogated. "We've reviewed the property lines," Margaret says, eyes narrowed. "This lake is community space. If you don't vacate within the hour, we're calling the authorities." At this point, I'm still polite but firmer. I pull out my phone, show them the digital deed, the survey lines, the county's tax map. My name is on every line. But Margaret just gets louder. "Community bylaws supersede outdated records," she snaps. "You're refusing to cooperate." Then she pulls out her phone and dials 911. "Suspicious squatter," she tells dispatch. "Threatening behavior toward HOA board members." I let out a laugh. Couldn't help it, which only made her madder. Cops show up, 2 deputies, Martinez and Chun. They do their job, calm, professional. I hand over my paperwork without a word. Martinez looks through it while Chun pulls up the property database on his tablet. 10 minutes later, Martinez walks over to Margaret with a face like a disappointed dad. "This man owns this land," he says. "You're on private property. Do not make false reports again." Her face turns purple. I mean, grape juice purple. She starts ranting about bylaws, community ethics, property values. Deputies just shake their heads and leave with a nod to me. I think that's the end of it. Oh, how naive I was. Over the next 2 weeks, I get 17 emails. 17. Margaret demanding I attend HOA hearings about violations, claiming my tent was visible from some imaginary nature trail and driving down the neighborhood's aesthetic cohesion. Then came the Saturday. I pull up at the ranch, and I think I'm hallucinating. There are tents everywhere, cars parked across the field, lawn chairs, a speaker blasting Jimmy Buffett, and my dock, my private little dock. There's 3 paddle boats tied to it. A banner hangs between 2 trees. Willow Hills Community Lake Day. I get out slow. Margaret marches up with a smug little grin and hands me a laminated permit. We voted to reassign the lake to the community, she says. Unanimous. 5 members. Meeting minutes attached. I stare at the paper. It looks like it was printed at Kinko's and signed in crayon. I don't say a word. I just start taking pictures, license plates, tents, faces. My trail cams? They caught it all. Them arriving at dawn. Cutting my chain lock. Ripping down the no trespassing signs. Margaret with a full laminating machine. Printing fake HOA lake passes like she's running a DMV out her trunk. Instead of confronting them, I drive to town, straight to the sheriff's office. File a complaint. Trespassing. Vandalism. I lay it all out. The desk sergeant, old guy with gray sideburns, just shakes his head and mutters, "That woman again." An hour later, I'm back with 4 deputies and a stack of eviction notices. They roll in quiet, but once Deputy Martinez hits the PA, the whole ranch freezes. Music cuts. Laukata dis. Margaret storms over, waving her rulebook like it's scripture. You can't do this. Section 13.2 of the HOA. Deputy Chun shuts her down. Your HOA ends 3 miles east at County Road 212. We got your maps. This isn't your jurisdiction. Her whole face shifts. You can see the panic crawl up her spine. Neighbors start packing. Some apologize. Margaret said it was okay. We didn't know. Others just slip into their cars without a word. But Margaret? Oh no. She sends her kids away, stands her ground, tells the officers they're violating her civic rights. When the 30-minute timer runs out, she's still there. So Deputy Martinez cuffs her for criminal trespassing. She starts yelling about discrimination, property rights. This isn't over. As she's guided into the cruiser, Harold follows behind, mumbling, "I told her this was a bad idea." And yeah, it exploded online. Willow Hill's Facebook group lit up like the 4th of July. Turns out, Margaret had been off the HOA board for 6 months. Voted out for misusing funds. Never told anyone. Kept holding meetings. Issued fake violations. Collected dues. The Real board had been trying to serve her a cease and desist for months. My little incident gave them the perfect excuse to take her down. By Monday, the district attorney wanted to talk. Between trespassing, impersonation, the false 911 call, and potential fraud charges for collecting unauthorized HOA fees, Margaret was in deep. 3 months later, she stood in front of a judge, still clinging to that same rulebook like a lifeline. Claimed she was acting in the community's best interest. Judge didn't buy it. 18 months probation. 45 grand in restitution and fines. Banned from serving on any HOA board in the state of Texas for a decade. And a restraining order 500 feet from my property. Minimum. As the bailiff led her away, she turned back, eyes blazing, voice cracking, and yelled, "This isn't over." And maybe she's right. Maybe she'll find some other neighborhood to terrorize. But she won't be doing it anywhere near my ranch. Now, I'm just sitting here, feet up by the lake, beer in hand. The frogs are back. The crickets are singing again. And I've got peace at last. So tell me, what would you have done in my shoes? Drop a comment down below. Was I too patient? Should she have gotten jail time? Have you ever had to deal with a power-drunk HOA like Margaret? Hit that like button if you love seeing justice served. Share this story with a friend who hates HOA drama as much as I do. And don't forget to subscribe for more real-life tales from the weird and wild world we all live in. I'll see y'all next time.